All right, everyone. Welcome to Ladies' Night. Oh, okay. Well, it's been kind of it's always been a little crazy, but it seemed like it's like people are losing their minds today. So our topic is our topic is Black women and girls at risk, and we're gonna touch on a few things that show that risk are in just point blank danger. Okay, so as we waiting for others to get in, we will be doing a vid chronicle um, video tonight and give people a chance to get in before we dive into the topic. All right, let's see. Um, okay, here we go. So this big chronicle is teacher shames student for not being smart. Here we go. All right, get yourself ready, grab your popcorn, and let's get to it.
Give up.
Thank you for watching.
All right. Okay. Yeah, Auntie. Yeah, kids don't really talk like not that young. Um, but hey, is a skit is bound to be free flowing, and it's trying to teach a story that you can't really judge a potential of a child. Just because they're not interested in this or that, don't mean that they don't have interest, that they don't have will, or they're not going to do well in life. You gotta always be careful with that. You have especially as a teacher, because you could do more harm than good. It end up hurting them. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Okay, so all right, everybody. It's a little bit off today. So I'm a little backwards today. So let me get this out of the way, get this off. Let me get this all straightened out with my Copyright Act. Get this. All right. All right. This channel may contain content not authorized for use by its owner. However, according to Section 107 of the Copyright Act of the United States, the fair use of copyrighted work for purposes such as criticism, comment, news reporting, teaching, scholarship, or research is not an infringement of copyright. Okay, let's see. Um, yeah, I wish we had more people in education. I get the more of the story, but by nation, all these others shouldn't be teaching us in every aspect of life. Oh, by nature, by nature. Uh, Okay, hey Deacon Dave. Okay, so I felt that it kind of fit in with one of the topics we're gonna have. We're gonna have different topics. I don't know if y'all been hearing this, but okay, look, okay, because of the mass shooting, they there've been talks about having a teacher have a gun. to protect the students. Now, a lot of teachers are very uncomfortable with that idea. I'm uncomfortable with that idea. But but there's more than one reason why about it. Okay. Wait. Okay. So, all right. So recently, this incident happened that doubly made me leery about.
We are not identifying her.
What the heck?
She is not
Oh,
been
shit.
formally charged.
Doubly made me wary of
The only way you're ever gonna
Okay,
know
hold
what you're
on.
made
I'm kind of messed up
of
here.
is by hitting.
Doubly made me wary of teachers having a gun. Okay, there was an incident. Okay, there was an incident earlier this week. Okay, in East Chicago, Indiana. Don't let it throw you by East Chicago and me saying Indiana. Chicago got suburbs and stuff like that, and it stretches and municipals that stretch out into Indiana, Wisconsin. So that's why it's East Chicago. Yeah.
Migraine hits
Okay,
hard.
I'm trying to get everything set up because something happened. But yeah, okay. So this teacher in East Chicago told a student that she has a kill list for to kill the staff, some of the students, and herself. The student told her counselor. Yeah, the student told her counselor. The teacher got pulled out of the class into the principal office, and she admitted that she said that, and that was true, but she didn't show a list. She didn't show a list, but she did say one of the students was name was on it, and that she told the student that she was last on the list. Now, this teacher name is Alicia Carrasquillo Torres. Okay, so you're thinking, okay, a teacher got a kill list, and have thoughts of killing herself and other staff, and students in the school. You think she would be arrested immediately? No. The student reported it at 12:45. They waited till they kept the teacher in the office and questioned her, took her out of class, and they waited till after the kids were gone at the end of the day. Then they let the woman go, and then they called the police. So the police are like, by the time they arrived, she was at home. Yeah, when the police arrived, the officer spoke with the school principal and assistant principal. Yeah, and so the fifth grader is a fifth grader. Uh, um, told them this at 12:45, and they waited till the end of the day, and they called the police about 4:45. Yeah, so let's hear it because once it heard the parent, we're gonna hear it straight from the student that she told it to mouth. Okay, so here we go. Ooh. Wasn't supposed to start right then and there.
Admitted to those allegations, but officers,
let me back it up.
in we are not identifying her since she has not been formally charged.
Okay. So there you have it. Okay. The young lady that was speaking, she was the fifth grade student. They were in recess detention, and they were spending it in her classroom. And she mentioned she told that to them. Yeah. So now, okay, yeah. Well, social media found out who she is, and the news found out her name is Alicia. Her name is uh, Alicia Carrasquillo Torres. Carrasquillo dash Torres. Yeah, and I believe because they let her go away, that they let her go home, that she was a white woman. I'm sorry, but do you got a threat? This day and age, you can't take no threats lightly, and you let her go home and stuff like that. She should, um, it may be Hispanic, but she ain't no Afro Latina. So with those Latin names, I'm never quite certain, But yeah. Oh yeah, she was a white Hispanic. Yeah. Um. Yeah, and they let her go home. Yeah. Oh, they held her there. Wait till the kids go. Went home for the day. Then they let her. Then they let her go. And then when the parents start calling, the man in the red hoodie, that's the father of the girl that was speaking, saying what the teacher had told them. Yeah. So I was like, is she? You gonna let her go? You wait hours before you tell the police. You couldn't have told the police then and there, and she'd have plenty of time if she had a kill list to kill the list. Or she had to have a kill list because I guess she had named a few names. Yeah. Get rid of all kind of evidence and stuff like that. So, let's see. Yeah. The principal then told Carrasquillo Torres to leave and not return to school. Police said they were not made aware of the situation until 4 hours after Carrasquillo Torres allowed to leave the school. The following day, the Criminal Investigation Division was able to get an emergency detention order for Carrasquillo Torres from the Lake County Prosecutor's Office. Detectives took Carrasquillo Torres into custody without further incident Thursday around 11:15 a.m. at her home in Griffin, Indiana. Carrasquillo Torres has been charged with intimidation and a threat to commit forcible felony. Okay, so this school is a private Catholic school called Saint. Forgive me with the name. I keep wanting to Stanislaus, Saint Stanislaus. I had it and now I got to go back over it again. But yes. So so this is a concern. This is a young black girl. Did she get excused because she's white Hispanic, and the girl is black? I think the father got a right idea. Don't let her go back to school, because the way they treated this too lightly. And the parents are upset and showing some concern. Oh, and then they sent a letter out. Yeah, explaining the situation, that the police said that there was in no danger, and that they can continue on with class as usual, but just for the peace of mind of the students and emotional mental. That Friday, this happened on a Thursday. Friday, they're gonna have e-learning. And because of their concern for their students, they provide counseling and all kind of resources to help with the mental health of their students and staff. Because she didn't just threaten the students; she threatened the staff, to kill the staff, the students, and herself. So she got some issues with everybody. Yeah, Auntie, because you're right. If she'd been black, they would have tackled her to the ground and put her in cuffs right then and there. School would have been shut down for the day. Yeah, and her picture would have been plastered all over the place. That's why I didn't put a picture up, because what I thought was the picture, the original picture, wasn't it, and I had doubts about the second picture I found. So I was like, But when we find it, we need to blast it. She should not. She is dangerous, but she claims that she had it's her mental health, that the children can be difficult, and they don't want to listen. Yes, kids are difficult. They don't want to listen. And many times I want to spank their behinds, but never had I thought about, killing them. So this is one of the reasons why, one, we should be homeschooling our kids. Two, don't you pass no laws for the teachers to have a gun to supposedly protect the students in case a mass shooter come in there. We'll have an incident where the so-called teacher supposed to be protecting the student is the mad shooter. And we need to start having our teachers' mental health checked out, because yes, they do get burned out. They do get. Yeah, her name is Angelica Caracolis Torres. Caracolis slash Torres. Yeah, well, Angelica ain't very angelic at the moment. But then again, the devil was an angel too now. So Angelica Halo is gone. All right. Yeah. Yeah. You see, and because they waited so long, then they let her go. Any other evidence that the police could have came with or looked for, proof is gone. So that's why she's gonna have these minor charges slapped on the wrist. Hey, Black Beauty. Hi, Atheist. Yeah. So yeah. For those who thinking, oh, they just need to be in a good school. A lot of people think private schools are good school, but here you got a teacher making a kill list. No, there's something in the air. Something where there's flags going on. We need to reconsider having the kids homeschool. Go to the digital learning. You might have to make some changes and stuff like that. I know it's too easy for me to say that, but it might be a case, or sign up for the digital learning. Do the homeschooling if you can, but because the kids are not necessarily safe in the so-called good schools or the private schools. Mm-hmm. Yeah. So yeah. So yeah. So yeah, children it can make you angry. If you get to the point where you thinking of homicide, it's time for you to retire. It's time for you to get away. It's time for you to go see mental health professional. You should. In fact, you should be doing it before you get to that point. Maybe we should go when we want to whip their behinds. I mean, many times I want to whip their behinds. Yeah, because when teachers start going, I miss the good old days when we used to be able to spank them. Yeah, especially since more and more stuff are being put up on teachers. I know one teacher who wished she had a secretary to deal with the paperwork. She can handle the teacher, the teaching and the students, but all the extra paperwork she got to do, and ISPs and all kind of other stuff. She said, "I need a secretary." Other teachers need aides, because the classes are huge. Some of the classes you're looking at 30 to 25 students. I was at a class. The smallest class was about 2022, and then it was small because she have a mixture of 7 and 8. The 8th grades went on a field trip, so the class was just a little bit smaller because some of them were away on field trips. Oh yeah, you saying it's one private school? It's one private school that you know of. We start digging into every state, city, parish, county, every private school. You're gonna find some stuff. Private schools are notorious for keeping things on the quiet. Because they private, they're not really relying on the state. They're relying on the parents. Mm-hmm. Hello, Black Knight. All right. Yeah. So I think, yeah. Hey, Remy. So yeah, we need to have a teacher see a therapist so they can decompress from it all, because keep them from burning out, or keep them from um, having going so far into these crazy thoughts of killing the students. And then come to find out, she been saying some of this stuff. She been turn out she been saying this stuff before, but this student was the one that went to the counseling. I guess they didn't have her as a teacher, but because she was
But
doing recess detention, they were there and they were talking crazy to teacher was talking crazy to her, and she went to the counselor.
but that's the kind of woman that black men desire. She's non-black, right?
Mm.
So she's probably one of the most desired, right? These are the type of women that these are the type of non-black women that today's black men want. Now you listen to those homicidal thoughts in her mind, okay? But they won't say anything about that, right? You guys are so convinced that black women are no good, and every other woman that isn't black is the second thing, it's the best thing you've ever seen, right? But you see, I can make a case that non-black women are way worse.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Especially since the majority of the teacher is non-black.
Look, I'm a strong advocate for homeschooling. These schools have become completely dangerous. Okay, your children do not need to be in these so-called institutions of higher learning. They are not institutions or educational institutions anymore. They've become cesspools for people who are insane, people who want to go off on the deep end. And now teachers are so afraid to come to class and do their job, they're looking to arm themselves. Now you got teachers with guns. You got teachers now with guns, according to this, want to kill students. Why would you send your child into such an environment? If you can homeschool your child, find something, find a way, a relative or somebody. Don't send your kids to these schools anymore. Why do you think it's so long to respond, Dan?
Well, yeah. That's what I agree. That's what I was saying. We're gonna have to take the kids out of school, and atheist private schools they are not as any more thorough than the public school. Some of
Well,
them don't even
atheists,
do a background check.
well, atheists believe in white supremacist talking points. So, but here's my thing, okay? She claims that she's mentally ill. If you are mentally ill, then you need to go get help. Don't go and write stuff about harming people or harm people and then blame it on your mental health. If you cannot do the job, then you need to quit. It's as simple as that. I drove trucks for over 2 decades. I never whined or cried about it. If I felt that I couldn't do it, I would have quit. All this fake sympathy that they want from people. Well, you know, kids are hard to deal with. Of course, kids are hard to deal with. They're kids. They're growing. They're unpredictable. That's the way they're supposed to be. They're supposed to be hard to deal with. Okay?
Mm-hmm.
You as a teacher have to learn how to deal with that and focus that energy so they can benefit from that energy in the best way possible. Not sit up there and blame them for you being mentally ill. Okay? To me, it's not rocket science. If you feel that you cannot perform your job, then it is time for you to quit.
Exactly. Yeah. Yeah. And as I said, we need to start having the teachers have mental evaluation, see therapists.
Well, the problem with atheists, we don't know if it's one bad one. That's just the one that they know of. There could be more. We don't know. And why do you want to have foreign people school your children anyway? You should want to school your own kids. We should be educating our own children. Leaving our children in the hands of other people that don't have our best interests at heart. They're either going to teach you how to, conform to them and serve them. Or they're going to say that you're unable to learn. So you can become food for the prison to school pipeline or the school to prison pipeline. Okay? We should be schooling our own children.
Yeah. Yeah, because our children will behave better. One school to deal with some of the children out of control misbehavior, they having the parents come into school, visit school, be in their children's classroom.
And given our history, because you got a lot of worthless black men that don't want you to forget history, right? Because they use history as an excuse to be completely inept today. right? Giving out history with white people, why would you want them, of all people, to school your children? Why would you want to leave your children alone with Sarah for 8, 9 hours a day? Why? That makes no sense. Dave?
Yeah.
Why are you taking so long to respond?
Because okay, I'm in agreement that your children are spending more time with the teacher. You have no idea how the teacher is with them. As I said,
Mm-hmm.
teacher has been threatening this for a while. It took this one student who happened to be in her class for recess detention to go to the counselor about it. Yeah, and then once they it turned out she's been saying these things for a while.
Mm-hmm.
Uh-huh.
So you have brainwashed black people, okay? You have coons, sellouts, super sellouts, and you have brainwashed Negroes, okay? If your kid come home and say, now, a lot of these white teachers call these kids the N-word, you know? They make racist comments toward them. Sometimes the kids don't know what the teacher is saying.
Mm-hmm.
Okay? So all of this stuff don't get back to the appropriate people. And so let's just say your child didn't know what it was, that the teacher called him or her blackie. You come home and say, hey, mom, dad, my teacher called me blackie. Now, the brainwashed Negro wants to go and say, oh, hey, let's go get an investigation done. Talk to the principal. Surely all of the teachers in the school aren't racist. Okay? Maybe she was having a bad day. Let's get an apology and send our kid back to her. That's a brainwashed Negro. Okay? A real Negro would say, let's take our kid or child out of this school.
Mm-hmm.
And homeschool our children. Our children have no place. Our children have no business in a place where even one teacher will make a racist comment towards the child. One is too many.
Yeah, one is too many, and that's why the father of that student, that little girl who was told, he said she's not coming back. He's taking her out of that school.
That's right.
Mm-hmm.
Take your child out of school. Well, if it's victimhood, then we just gonna have to be victims. Okay? Call whatever you want to call it. You want to be stupid and send your kids to these dangerous places, go right on ahead. But when your child ends up dead, make sure you don't play the victim. When your child ends up dead by one of these teachers, make sure you don't play the victim.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, we're gonna see a claim. You're probably gonna be claiming your child. Oh, stop a victim. You know, it's just words. Yeah, but words hurt. Words can.
What do you mean it's just words? That's so goddamn stupid. What do you mean it's just words? It's not just words. Those words happen to tell you how people really feel about you. What the fuck are you talking about? Just words. Words have meaning. Just words.
No, Nobody said it in the chat, but I've heard men um and who wants to excuse it and said it's just words. You're not gonna let words get keep you from doing what you got to do.
Well,
Yeah, but when it comes to the children and their self esteem,
hmm
because these teachers can kill a bad teacher can kill a lot of things in the kids. The
hmm
enthusiasm to learn, uh, their moves. Bad teachers can cause depression in kids, suicidal thoughts and stuff like that.
hmm
Because they gosh, they got the issues. They um are shoots are even sometimes over enthusiastic teacher who think they know what work best, and they trying to do things their way instead of okay, the child has certain issues. Like the Vid Chronicle we was looking at in the beginning of the show. The student was struggling with his classes. So instead of the teacher coming over to,
Oh, wait a minute.
parents about tutoring,
Yeah, y'all said something. Hold on.
okay.
Y'all said something to disagree with. Their kids his age do talk like that, even smarter than him.
Mhm.
There's some smart little kids out there. Okay. Some of them do talk like that. Some of them talk even more intelligent than that. I've heard it. Okay.
Uh-huh.
So I disagree with that.
Okay. Okay. All right. Just as in the Vid Chronicle, um, instead of the teacher telling the parent, okay, the child needs extra help, uh, need to sign them up for a tutoring program. Um, you might need to spend some
Look,
extra time with them with the homework. She,
when when are we gonna get it? They don't want to teach our children anything that doesn't benefit them. When the child doesn't want to learn that, they punish the child by misdiagnosing the child with some kind of learning disability. Okay?
mm-hmm.
Then they want to shoot drugs in your child's arm, saying he or she can't sit still. So let's shoot him up with Ritalin.
Okay. All right. I don't know about the syringe one. Most kids are afraid of needles. They usually have the pill, but that still is a drug in their system, and a lot of them it'll kill the kid's appetite. And if they not eating properly or they're not getting enough, they'll be sick because they can't force themselves to eat when they have no appetite, or they become zombie like, like they sleepy all the time. Hmm. Yeah, and in the meantime, while they trying to find the right mixer, kids going through all kind of chemical ups and downs.
Matter of fact, I think school actually holds the child back. I think children are capable of some amazing things. I think homeschooling unleashes all the child's potential because the child is comfortable. It's a familiar environment. Okay. Mommy or daddy is home. There's no bullying going on. Okay. So no development in the child's mind becomes besieged by negative outside influences, right? So now the child is left with his or her full potential.
Mm-hmm.
You know,
Yeah, yeah, yeah. There's a area that a lot of kids are very enthusiastic learning when they're younger, but somewhere
hmm
around the third or fourth grade, they lose that enthusiasm and they just enjoy.
because because the child starts to identify the way I mean, he or her learns. Every child does not learn the same. That's why you have some children get left back. It's not because they're stupid. They learn differently.
Mm-hmm.
And
Yeah.
the schools don't want to take the time to put the kid in a class that will accommodate their learning ability.
Mm. Yeah,
Okay?
but it's also more likely the schools can't because one,
Hold on one
the
thing, Dan, before
classrooms
you
are
get into
packed.
that.
Okay.
Children aren't no frills. Children aren't one size fits all. When you look at today's educational system, when you send your kids to school, right, the education is one size fits all. Every kid does not learn from lectures. Okay? Some kids can listen to a lecture and retain the information. Some kids can't. Some kids need to do something to learn something.
Mm-hmm.
Okay? There's different ways that they comprehend. That's why I say the optimal class size should be anywhere between 3 to 5 kids to one teacher. Because that teacher can isolate that learning ability and teach and spend time with that kid right next to the other 3 kids. And not take away from the other 3 kids. Spend time with that kid, teach that kid a certain way, teach the other kid a certain way, and teach the other kid a certain way. When you have a classroom of 30 or more students, kids are bound to fail because every kid does not learn the same way.
Mm-hmm. Atheist private schools don't do it any better than the public school. They just as quick to pigeonhole.
Well, atheist is whitewashed. You know, he's one of them brainwashed Negroes. You know, he believes that everything white people do is the right thing. So every child does not learn the same. It's evidence in the way kids excel through life. Some excel faster than others.
Mm-hmm.
Some are quick learners, some are slow learners, but they do learn.
Yeah.
There's no such thing as a bad child. I'm sorry, a bad student. Only bad teachers.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
The child is failing. If you send your child to a school for higher education, and your child is flunking out, you should go after the school because the teachers aren't teaching your child, aren't spending the time out to teach your child or prepare a plan that fits your child's learning ability. Okay? Let's give an example. If the child learns from doing, then you need to have lesson plans that will allow the child to do things to learn, like write papers, write sentences, read a book. They have to do something in order to learn something. Some kids you can just talk to, and they'll retain everything you're saying. You could just send them a lecture tape. Some kids learn by seeing you do things. They all have different learning abilities.
Mm-hmm.
So if your child is failing in class, it's not because they can't, it's not because they're stupid or they're dumb. The teachers aren't meeting your child's learning ability.
Exactly. Yeah, and part of the problem is also that they're cramming too many students with one teacher.
Right. This is why I said the optimum class to be 3 to 5 students. I'm really backing off 5. I think it should be 3. 3 should be optimum. A teacher should have no more than 3 kids at a time. And if we must go up to 5 is the max. That's it. Okay. The reason why kids excel so fast through homeschooling because they're isolated. They're focused on the information is focused around their ability to learn. And they learn at a breakneck speed. Homeschooling takes the top off of your child's ability and unleashes it. That's why you have a 14-year-old graduating a major 4-year university at the age of 14.
Mm-hmm. That's true. Okay. All right.
You see, the problem with atheists, right? Atheists don't believe that black people should do anything to help themselves. We should be homeschooling our own kids.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. All right. Okay. All right. So before it gets too much later, let's get into another topic. We're gonna have to come back to this again. But this is a red flag. This is as far as I'm concerned, one of these signs that, hey, we need to pull our kids out of the school. Is dangerous. These schools are becoming dangerous.
Right, and never believe them when they tell you that your child has a learning disability. Don't ever believe that. Understand something. You're sending your children into a system that is designed for your child to fail. Okay?
Mm-hmm.
Well, never believe them when they tell you what your child can't learn. That's BS. Even retarded children can learn.
Yep. Every child can learn.
Every child can learn.
Mm-hmm.
You're going to tell me a child that is blind and deaf, right, learns how to read and write, and your child who has sight and can hear can't learn? You'll never believe that.
Mm-hmm.
And then you have to understand something too, right? There's different mentalities. Okay, certain minds are built a certain way. Everybody does not have the same mental makeup. Some mentalities are engineering type mentalities. Okay, some mentalities are scientific based mentalities. Some are medical based mentalities. Some are nature, and on and on and on. There's so many mentalities out there when it comes down to learning. That's why you have so many different things in the world, because you have so many different mentalities of intellectualism, right?
Right.
So just because a child doesn't know M equals MC square doesn't mean that that child is dumb. They may not know what MC equals MC square is, but that's not what his learning. That's not what his intellectual, is at its strongest. His mental intellectual may be creating things such as learning how to build skyscrapers, design large plants, learning how to find solutions in spaces that are filled with one quagmire after another. You know?
Yes.
Some people can sit up there and read. I can't read all day. I'm gonna be the first one to tell you I'm intellectually lazy. They ain't gonna tell you. I'm very intellectual, lazy. I do not like to sit up there and read for hours on end. I can't stand it. I'm very, very intellectually lazy. I only try to do things intellectually if I have to. If I don't, I'd rather play a video game. Okay? Everybody's different. Some people can sit up there and read books and get the best out of books. Some people can't. Some people have to see things go down and they learn that way. Like if you want somebody to build a wall, right? And you say to them, this is how you build a wall. You put X amount of bricks down here, X amount of bricks down here, do this with your cement, blah, 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 right? But he can't build a wall until he see you do it. Why? Because that's the way he learns. That's why you had, back in the day, on-the-job training. They recognized a long time ago that a lot of people learn by doing.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's exactly right. Okay. The latest thing they're trying to do in these schools is to rewrite the history of slavery. White people are trying to minimize their involvement in the slave trade so they can continue brainwashing our kids.
Yeah. Right, and they got their trolls. They got their sellouts like Kanye West. They got their brainwashing your girls like atheists. Okay, helping them do it. You know, it's one thing to be a traitor. It's another to be a traitor with no conscience. Like you sold your people out and you have no feeling about it whatsoever.
Mm-hmm. Okay. All right. Okay,
Sorry everybody for barging in, but they ain't have asked me to come up here tonight.
Okay.
For a particular topic. I'm a little early because I got triggered by what you guys were talking about. So I won't be here much longer. I'm just here to chime in on a particular topic that Dame asked me to come up here and talk about something that's heartbreaking,
Hmm.
you know. And I definitely have some things to say about it. So when you get to that, then you'll hear me speak. All right, Dame.
Okay. All right. Okay. So as I was trying to get into the new topic, okay. Um. So, the second topic is heartbreaking. You see this man right here? This is the gentleman that they're looking for. They got a warrant out on him uh for killing Alicia. I mean, I'm not Alicia. Asia Womack. Okay. Right. Oh shoots. All right. So this is her story. She she got killed because she loved basketball. And she played basketball with her friend.
Dame, why are you showing those commercials?
Oh, sorry. I was trying to get it through there. Okay. So oh yeah, okay. So she's playing with her friend. He's not her boyfriend. Some of the reports is saying it's boyfriend. It's just her friend. You know, she oh shoot. Okay. So she looked out for him and playing basketball. And she beat him at basketball. And well, here's what happened next.
Links an accused serial killer to the murder of a Plano. Evidence, they say, links an accused serial killer to the murder of a Plano woman. Her name was Martha Williams, was found dead in her apartment at a retirement center in March of 2018. She is one of
All right, then get that off the screen and get it together.
Okay, okay, sorry about that, y'all. Okay, video I was talking about this young woman, Asia woman.
Can you play it?
Every time I have to pause it so I could get it in play, it switches off to another video. Okay, I'm just gonna have to play it.
Find your perfect
and
mattress.
mute it up while the commercial is going on, and just turn it on. Turn the volume on. After it gets through the commercial, because anything else I do, it acts up, y'all.
Just play it. Make sure that you don't show it until just don't show the commercials.
Okay, I'm trying not to. Okay.
A 21-year-old woman was shot to death allegedly over the results of a basketball game.
The victim's family says the shooter was a friend, but police have not named him publicly as a suspect. The shooting happened Monday evening in the South Dallas area on Hamilton Avenue, not far from Fair Park. Fox 4's Sean Rabb reporting live from DPD headquarters tonight. Sean.
Yeah, Steve, police haven't given us the name of a suspect or a motive yet, but Asia Womack's mother tells me the 21-year-old was shot 5 times and killed by a man she had befriended and helped. Hard to understand, reportedly getting angry over losing a basketball game to a woman and then killing her. And because she was supposedly a friend, even more difficult for this family to understand.
Asia loved basketball. She loved basketball to the point to where she died doing what she loved. And she shouldn't have died that way.
A mother mourns her murdered daughter. Killed Monday evening after playing basketball at T.G. Terry Park, just up the street from her home, where family gathered. grieving.
This was supposed to be a friend of Asia's. She's eating with this man. She's fed him on her and killed her in a vicious way.
Womack was a days at Madison. It was an playing a
buffing.
she won. It was trash talk too.
But this is so you
No, that's me.
embarrassed. Basically, because a female beat you in basketball.
According to the family, the shooter took his kids and brother home and came back to the park. Shooters, cameras at this store, possibly capturing the car speeding away. We're told detectives took the video.
Detectives are still working the case. No one is in custody at this time. They've been working it since Monday night, trying to find justice for Ms. Womack.
My prayer is that justice be served, that he is found and that he will give up or turn himself in.
If you know where his whereabouts are, please turn him in. Help the family out. We're hurting.
So homicide detectives are trying to track down this person, offering a $5,000 reward if you know where he is for any information leading to arrest and conviction of the man who shot and killed 21-year-old Asia Womack.
All right, Sean Rabb, live from Dallas Police Headquarters. Thanks, Sean.
All right, you know what? Before we get started on this, let's honor her in remembrance of her, Dame, and give her a moment of silence. All right? Hello? Hey?
Okay. All right.
Give us a minute, y'all. We're gonna honor her and her remembrance by giving this course a moment of silence. Let me know when you want to start, Dame.
Okay. All right. For Asia Womack.
Please join us in a moment of silence for this fallen sister.
Mm-hmm. All right. Almost there. All right.
You know, oh boy, there's so many things I can say about this one. But what I'm going to choose to say is this. I'm not surprised. Today's black man is a weak, cowardly little girl. I'm not surprised. A weak-minded, immature, childish little girl. Can't take nothing. Can't take anything. Without lashing out like some crazed lunatic that's emotionally out of control. If you knew she had game like that and you didn't, what you challenge her for? Because I bet you I know exactly how this went. He probably challenged her and felt that she didn't have game enough to beat him in the game. And she probably did, and she did, and probably clowned him in doing so. He couldn't take it, came back and he killed her. I'm not surprised.
That's what it was said. That was what happened.
Mm-hmm.
They had a pickup game. She won. There was a little trash talking.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Ladies, this is today's black men. This is what he is about. These are the Kevin Samuels guys. These are the red pill guys. The ones who's always whining and complaining about black women. The ones who are weak. The ones who sit online and fight back and forth with black women because they're emotionally disturbed.
Mm-hmm.
These are the type of men that are in the manosphere. These are the type of men that are in the SYSBM. These are the type of men that are in the red pills, black pills. That's these kind of men. They're probably laughing at this. Or find some way to blame her. Well, she provoked him. She beat him in the basketball game. Ain't nobody tell her to rub it in.
Well, you don't think she was going to rub it in if he won?
No,
Well,
because she doesn't get any. You don't get any accolades. You don't get any accolades for beating a woman and you're a man. If you beat a woman in a sport, there are no accolades for that. You are expected to beat a woman at basketball because you're the man. You're much more agile. You're stronger. You should be more explosive and quicker. There should be no way she beats you in a basketball game. You can jump higher. Okay. So if you beat a girl in a basketball game, you don't get any accolades. You don't get any points for that. You are expected to do that. But she gets all of the accolades if she wins. And deservingly so. She beat a man. She deserves her accolades. And he should be man enough and be like, yeah, she got it. I've been on some, yeah, man, she got game, bro. Bro, you got beat by a girl? No, that ain't no girl. That's an NBA, that's a WNBA star.
Exactly. She was hoping.
She took it to me, man. I couldn't handle it. You know what I'm saying? She got game. Hey, what can I do, man? I did my best. You know what I'm saying? It wasn't good enough. Yeah, you're going to take some ribbon from the guys. But after a while, the guys don't understand, especially when they see her ball. They'll understand. You think Lisa Alessi haven't beaten guys in basketball? Okay.
Yeah.
So this is just a cowardly. This is your today's black man. I went on record and I said this before. Okay. Today's black man is the single most greatest threat to the well-being of black women and children. And I'll say it one more time. Today's black man is the single most greatest threat to black women and children, to the well-being of black women and children. Now, somebody want to challenge me on that. Bring the smoke. Prove me wrong. Because we have evidence proving me right. We got something in your face right now. Proving me right. And think about this here. Think about the ungratefulness, right? She fed this man. She befriended this man. She fed him. She helped him out. Now, here's my thing. I noticed something that they said, right? They said he took his children home, right, Dane? Who did he take home?
He took his children and his brother home.
He took his children and his brother home. Okay? Obviously, he can't provide for his children if she's feeding him. Right?
Right.
So you took your children home that you can't really provide for and came back and killed a woman that not only helped you out but fed you. And probably fed your children too.
Okay,
But you see, today's black man is crazy. His mind is unstable. Doesn't know what friendship is. You don't go and do that to a friend. You don't go back and kill somebody who helped you, who fed you, and shoot them 5 times because they beat you in a pickup basketball game. Oh, and I'm not going to let this go. I will be on Gangster Talk really hammering down on this particular topic. You see, right now I'm being a gentleman because I'm on ladies' night. What I'm saying right now ain't all I got to say about this. Okay? I'm going to turn it up on Gangster Talk. Because these type of dudes, these are your Kevin Samuels followers. These are your Coach Greg followers. They follow guys like Man of Tomorrow who says that the black woman's life has no value. Follow idiots like Game Changer who says if the black woman isn't the most desired, then who is? How about you? How about you are the least desired? But here's the thing. I said this before, and I'll say it one more time. Ladies, do not engage a man, especially a black man, that is mentally weak. How do you recognize mental weakness? His maturity level. The immaturity leads to mental weakness. Do not get yourself involved with a mentally weak male because they are dangerous, as you can see. As you can see. A young sister, gifted athletically, lost her life to one of these weak-minded black males. I'm gonna stop there for now. Like I said, this is ladies' night. I can't say what I really want to say, but you can catch me on Gangster Talk. So I'm not done with this topic. Go ahead, Dan.
All right. So yes, she definitely happened. She was hoping to play professional basketball with the WNBA. But that wasn't the only thing she planned on doing. Even though she was a whiz at basketball, let me see, if I can find it. There was something that she was studying that it has to deal with movement. Let me see if I can find it. Something. And she had with certain way and movement that'd be good for athletics, especially for basketball, you know. But that was one of her things she was planning on going on. Yeah, and also she was part of different programs where she was helping people, you know. Yeah, and it now it make women feel not safe around any men. men that are just friends, buddies, you know, it's already we have to worry about the guy we choose to be our partner could possibly dangerous and could kill us. But now we got to worry about a friend over something like basketball. So that means no interaction. This was her being herself. He's supposedly a friend. He should have known about. She loved basketball. She was a whiz at basketball. She was top in her in her high school. She's a basketball whiz. She's in college basketball. And of course, you're going to trash talk. Everybody trash talk in the pickup game. And you couldn't take it. You go and kill her 5 times. You brought your kids and your brother home, and you were still angry enough to go get a gun and shoot her 5 times. What trash talk was it?
It's like I said, today's black man is weak.
Mm-hmm.
This is why they stay on social media, and as soon as somebody says one thing, they can't ignore it. They want to respond because their feelings are hurt. And they go back and forth and bicker and argue like girls. And what kills me is they think they're doing something because they're on YouTube. Not doing anything for the black community being on YouTube.
Yeah. So
well, anyway, Dan, that's it for me. I just want to comment on that. Like I said, I would probably do a gangster talk sometime next week where I'm going to really go in on this topic because I'm not done yet. I'm not done coming for black men. Today's black man, I'm not done. All right, y'all. I'm out. Peace, power, unity, Dan. Thanks for having me on.
Yeah. Yeah, because I grew up with guys as my friends all my life. My friends of the family. And I ain't never had to worry about them killing me, being mad. They may be mad for a little while, trash talking, of course. You're gonna be kind of mad, but they come around it. In fact, you made more fun of if you can't handle the girl trash talk. Are you, as a friend, you could have played it off. Well, you should be going for the WNBA. If you can beat me, you definitely need to be in WNBA. Could have done all that. You could have shook it off and it died down. No, instead you killed your friend in a heat because your pride got hurt. Your pride is so big that it couldn't handle a little loss. Is this the first time you ever played with her? Is the first time you ever saw her play or something? You wanted her to go easy on you. You wanted a win where she protect your feelings and play down her skills in the game. So you still be her friend. What kind of temporary fair weather friend are you? That you're so weak you can't handle that your friend who's a girl could do something better. She could play the sport better. The girl lives down the street from the park. Play pickup games. You couldn't tell by how the fellas were around her. They knew that she had game. So you opened your big mouth, said some things, made some promises that your butt couldn't let me see, you wrote a check your butt couldn't cash, that you big up, I'm gonna do this, I'm gonna do that, and she made you eat them words, and then she teased you about it. Where is this super duper game now? You was having a bad day, just having a weak moment, a moment. What I'm disgusted about is they ain't found him yet. No name is being done. The only thing we had is a brief picture. So you plan on disappearing. So obviously your brother and your sons know her, that you had to bring them home so they don't see you kill also their friend. You know, how are they gonna live that down, that their brother, their father killed this nice wonderful woman that they all know. You know, yeah, but she didn't want them to see that on you. So you gonna take off and hide out? And people are gonna be looking for you because they're not gonna let it go. You should have just you should have just got your game better, and have a rematch with her. It's like, okay, I took could have did the lie. I took it easy on you because I thought you're a girl, but I'm not falling for that now. After bring my brother and them on, and stuff like that, we're gonna have another game another time, and it's gonna be a different thing. Up your play better. But no. You had to have been beaten by guys. Did you get mad at the guys trash talking? And did you shoot them? Did you shoot any of them? Cause I know guys must have beat you one or two times and did a lot of trash talking and stuff like that. Oh, this is the first time you got beat, and it's worse because not only did you get beat for the first time, you got beat by a woman or a girl. Oh my goodness. I got 12-year-olds right now. If it wasn't for how horrible it was that you shot the girl, would laugh and punk you the fact that you felt you had to retaliate. The fact that you felt you had to retaliate. That's some weak crap. I know 10-year-olds that be like, you shot her over a basketball game because she beat you in a basketball game? I got kids who knows how ridiculous they are. If it wasn't for you having a gun and that you was crazy enough to shoot the person that was talking trash to you, they would be talking about how weak you are, that you can't take a little trash talk. Yeah. The fact that you saw her as so much competition that you had to eliminate her. You're right, women. These dudes are competing with women. And then add to the fact they're homicidal maniacs. Bad combination. You're right. Yeah, you think they were trash talking you before. Oh, they trash talking you even more so now. But they're also pissed off as hell. It was not worth taking her life. You was not going to die because you lost a game to a girl. Well, she's still young enough where they would still be considering her a girl or a woman. After they tease you for a while, they would have been like, well, she's going for the WNBA, so you wasn't gonna it was gonna be a hard time to handle yourself against her because she's good enough to go pro. What did you make some major bet? And you lost a whole chunk of money or something like that? Is that part of it? Okay. Whew. So, all right. So let's have a moment of silence for Asia Womack. Everybody, keep her in the prayers that she has justice. Having a moment of silence starting now. All right. And we're back. Okay. So all this makes me think of this video that we saw, and it makes you think, ladies. Y'all need to really, really, really consider this when it comes to this video. Okay, here we go. It's a short one.
There's so many men that don't like women, but they're sexually unattracted to men, and they have no choice but to deal with you. And they act like it, don't they? Like, these men don't like women for real. They don't bond with women. They don't emotionally connect with women. They prefer to be around men. They respect men. They get along with men. They see men as their equals. They do not view you as it. But the only reason they're with you is because they're not sexually attracted to the men. If it wasn't for sex or power, they wouldn't be with you. I need y'all to watch out for these men. Like, actually, like, inquire about whether this man actually like women. Not if you're heterosexual. My question to you is, do you actually like women?
Okay, that is something you need to consider. Hey, Rodney, yes, it's been a while. Welcome to Ladies' Night. So, so not only are they in competition, I think that sentiment is exactly right. Do these dudes even like women? Only thing they want from us is sex, but they rather hang out with men. They respect men. They have more in common with men. They bonds with men, but they don't. They don't respect the woman. I don't even think they see women as human beings. Because was this dude so freaking upset that he lost the game and there was some trash talking about it? You know, because he don't like her. He don't like women. That's what I think. You know, only thing he likes about women is that sex. That's all women are for. But as for love, bonding, having an emotional connection with, it's not with women. Yeah. So I think that's why it's so easy for them to kill women. I think it's also so easy why they kind of throw away women, female children. Well, I even think children, period, whether it's boy or girl, but mostly girl. Think about this man a while back who said he was down for his boys, the guys in his gang, that he would die for his dudes, his boys, dudes in the game, but he wouldn't die for his child. Mm-hmm. Yeah, yeah. I seen it in some cases. Some of the boys, they really strongly connected to their guy friends. They have no interest. Women don't mean that much to them like that. I even had a boy told me that if he was going with a girl and one of his friends was interested in her, he would break up with her so his friend could date her, to have an opportunity to be with her. And I could not. I was like, "This is weird. This is wrong. This is off-putting. This don't sound like it." But he ain't gay, you know, and stuff like that. But it sounds almost. But he just don't. He even said, "I don't like girls like that." And I think it means he's trying to find a way to say he didn't have the words to say he don't have no emotional connection to them. You know, he don't love them like that. Wait a minute, he actually is the he don't love girls like that. And this video nailed it on the head. Ladies, gotta be careful. We gotta accept that there are some men, they're not gonna bond with you. They're not gonna have a connection with you. They're not gonna respect you and stuff like that because they don't have that in them to be with you. But they're not gay. Don't think because you're having sex with them that means that they bond and love with you. These guys don't bond like that. They're just not sexually attracted to men. So the only thing you have that they want is sex. But you're not going to have nothing else from them. You're not going to have love. You're not going to have protection. They could easily throw you away. If you wonder about guys, how could he throw me away? Because he ain't bonded with you. He don't have no emotional attachment to you. And why he always seems to be hanging out with his boys, or he's doing above and beyond for his boys, his friends, and stuff like that. This is what. Yeah. Yeah, it used to be, it kind of be like that when they were children, when they were younger. And as they got older, they got farther and further away from that. They don't hang like that. But now we got them that they still bonded like they were little boys, you know, as adult men, they still hang together, do everything together, hang out, go to clubs, blah blah blah, this and that. They do above and beyond for friends. This would probably be the same dude who would not have an issue with sharing his girl with. We got a boy who's willing to break up with his girlfriend because his buddy's interested in her and he's okay with it. Okay, and stuff like that. What it don't really matter to me. But if you're interested, I'll break up with her. Give you open up the way so you can go and talk with her, have a chance with her. Oh no, you cannot blame feminism for that. Stop trying to blame everything on feminism. There's just something that has nothing to do with feminism. Short answers no, they don't like women, but just sex objects to them. Mm-hmm. In fact, feminism made it. In fact, these guys actually would like feminism because if all they want is woman sex, feminism is had opened a way to women being more comfortable with having sex, learning their body, realize they're a sexual being, and it's okay for if you're attracted to the guy, just go ahead and do it, and be a one night stand. So so these dudes don't hate feminism. In fact, they love feminism, that aspect of feminism, in the sense of, okay, women are more open now. I don't have to marry her to get sex or be involved with her to get sex anymore. But that does not encourage these guys to bond with other guys like that. Like that. It's like that. It's an extension of childhood. It's like we've been saying. It's like the men or the little boys that never grew up. Their body has grown up, but they hadn't, because the body's grown up. They went into puberty. Of course, the body likes sex just like it, and it likes to eat and breathe and drink and stuff like that. So, well, so nah. I'm blaming feminism for that. Yeah, because as it seemed like these men are extending childhood. It used to be around college, around 18 and stuff like that. Men start breaking away, separating more and more from their from their family homes. They start exploring things. They start going off into their careers, their job, the things they're interested in. You know, the college, military, you name it. And more opportunities elsewhere. But now we getting a bunch of guys that they stay they staying home with their mamas. You know, I'm not talking about some guy that comes and he's taking care of his mom or his parents because they're elderly, and they reach a point where they need somebody to be there with them. That's totally different. This is a guy that either he's not working, or he's kind of working on this so-called dream that's been going on forever, but it's not meeting fruition, and they're not willing to take a chance to go outside of what they know to do it. They relying on their potential, but they're not expanding it. Okay. So I'm trying to figure out if it's mental health week or it's mental health month. So because of that, I think let's face it, black folks, we need to make sure our mental health. That's almost the last thing we get checked out. Our mental health, our self-care. Which is self-care is also part of the mental health. Taking care of yourself mentally, de-stressing, decompressing, and stuff like that. That we need to consider mental health. Because we got young men killing young women. We getting young women. Well, it's a lot of stress on women. I know more of the women's side of the thing than I do the men, but yes. But we so busy taking care of everybody else, we get to the point where we have a breakdown. I've had friends, they didn't go to get their mental health checked out until they burned themselves out so much they had a mental breakdown. And the doctors had to send them to a facility. I had that. And then I had one who was avoiding the mental health because her husband was holding it over her head, and he was telling her lies that he was going to have her locked up in the psychiatric ward and stuff like that. So she was afraid to let, and she had to, I think because she wasn't getting herself mentally evaluated because of her fear, that it took it out of her body, and she died young. She died young, and her children were left without their mother. And even though they were, the youngest was just tiptoeing, it was in her teen years when she died, and they had their father still. I still think that they needed their mother, especially her only daughter, a little longer. But anyway, because if you don't take care of your mental, it's going to come out into your physical. I think we need this. So need to learn a little bit more. So I tapped into this guy's video, and he explains more about it. Okay, here we go. Don't be afraid of black people. Don't be afraid. It's not going to hurt you. It's just some information for right now, so you know where to go.
It's World Mental Health Day, so let's talk about some professionals that can help you with mental illness. Number one, let's talk about a traditional mental health therapist. A mental health therapist is somebody who has gone 4 years to college and then maybe 2 to 3 to get their master's. Now, you could get somebody who has gone to just a clinical mental health study, or you could go licensed marriage and family or rehab counseling. Pretty much, these type of people can specialize in a particular form of therapy. They can specialize in depression and anxiety. They can specialize in sexual trauma. They can specialize in trauma. They can specialize in eating disorders. Pretty much anything that you need continual care, you want to go to a therapist who you can meet with on a bi-weekly, weekly, or monthly basis. Here's the second type of mental health professional that you can go to for help, and that person is a psychologist. Now, a psychologist is different from a mental health counselor, like we talked about previously, in that a psychologist has gone all the way and gotten their PhD, done a dissertation, done research. So they are trained more of a research perspective, and also because of their further education, they can do testing. So if you need a ADHD testing, or if you want a clinical test done, something that really goes deep into like how your brain works and different stuff like that, you want to go to a psychologist who can administer that assessment. Now, those assessments going to cost a little bit more, and your insurance may or may not cover that test, but a psychologist typically has more training on the research side of it. They can do therapy, but their motivation is going to come from a research perspective. Here's the third mental health professional that you can go to for mental health help. Yeah. This person is a psychiatrist. So a psychiatrist is different from the previous two that we talked about, in that they are a medical doctor that has specialized in psychiatric medicine. They may not be trained in forms of how to help you continuously with therapy, talking, in mental health interventions. Typically, when you go to a psychiatrist, you're going to meet with them from about 15 to about 30 minutes. You're going to tell them your symptoms. They're going to ask you a whole bunch of questions, and then they're going to prescribe you medicine and send you on about your day. Now, while this may seem a bit insensitive, they're actually really, really helpful for when you're trying to stabilize your behavior. Like if it's really hard for you to control your symptoms and your behaviors, sometimes getting a medication can help stabilize you, and then go to a therapist for continual help and progress.
Yeah. So I thought those little video shorts was very helpful in breaking down what they all are, what's the difference between the two, and what they help best with, and stuff like that. I kind of knew about a therapist because I had a friend going there. She got sent by her doctor. At first, she was against it, but then after she did it, it finally broke through to her, and the therapist finally broke through to her that that here's someone she can open up to about her problems, what she's dealing with, what the situation is, and because it, nobody quite able to help her, or they didn't quite understand what she was going through because didn't they didn't go through it themselves, or know how to handle it, or she felt like they would be judging her. And so she found it helpful to go to a therapist for a while, so she was less stressed, she was calmer. Yeah, her man, after the first couple of weeks, he was all for it. So when she was she was when she was having a rough day, he'd go to therapist. But when her insurance stopped paying for it, he said, "I'll pay for it." Because you could pay where she was going, you could pay uh, as needed. So her therapy went down to when she's having difficulties dealing with things during the day. you know because hey, her insurance was no longer paying it, and then eventually she lost her job. So that meant lost the job, lost the insurance. Yeah, but yeah, and she had medicine for her anxiety. Didn't realize how much anxiety she had. Um, because her medication was helping her deal with some of her anxiety. But eventually she got to the point where she didn't even need the anxiety medicine anymore. I think therapy helped with that. But it kept her from spiraling out. So, hey, so these, do y'all think these videos made it clear the difference between a therapist, a psychiatrist, and a psychologist? Yeah, let's see. Therapist, psychiatrist, psychologist. Or was it therapist, psychologist? Oh, shoot, I'm getting them all mixed up again. Oh, but anyway. Yeah, it has to help me get a better understanding, because we always say, "Oh, you need to see a psychiatrist," but maybe it's more like, "No, you need to see a therapist. You need long-term help, or maybe you need a psychiatrist to evaluate what's going on with you, or have an assessment on how your brain is functioning." Yeah, and I thought it was interesting that mentioned that if have assessed for ADHD, you're supposed to go to a psychologist, a psychologist, a psychiatrist to be evaluated. I always wondered who do the assessment. So it's not supposed to be the nurse at the school for your children. It's supposed to be a pediatric psychiatrist. Okay. So everybody, what do y'all think? Does that give y'all a little better understanding about, taking care of your mental health, and which ones you go to for what? I think therapy is long term. That's the one where you see the person come in and talk. We assume it's to a psychiatrist, but more than likely it's to a therapist, and they specialize in whatever it is you need help with long term. So yeah, because the guy who shot Asia, he needed to get his mental help, because how angry your anger is so out of control, that you killed the person because they beat you in basketball. It's like, what happened that your reasoning saw that was necessary, that you take this woman's life because she beat you in basketball? What is going on that's making you do this? Is there some kind of trauma? Is there ego, pride, or is it you lost emotional control? What is it? And as for the teacher who's making a kill list, yes, this teacher needs to go to a psychiatrist. She needs to go to all three professionals to find out what is going on with her. As I said, students will make you angry, and you'll be mad. You're gonna be frustrated with them. I ain't never heard no teacher say they wanted to kill a student. I seen them say they want to spank them, they want to kick them out of class, kick them out of school, or shoot, even quit their jobs. I don't want to deal with this no more. I'm gonna quit. Let's see, what's this? The mental health of people scares me. This is why I keep to myself. Yes, because most people don't want to admit they have a mental health problem. They see it as um, they either have a whole misunderstanding about mental illness. They think that it means that you're crazy, that you need if you need to see a therapist, a psychiatrist, and any of these others. Yeah, and most of the times, the ones that most needed are the groups that refuse to because they don't want to be marked. Police officers, fire, military. They don't want to be marked as crazy, you know, or as some wild out of control who's going to go shooting up the place. Well, but I think you need to go to these places to keep from shooting up the place, to deal with trauma, to deal with PST, to deal with emotions that you can't identify, and you need how to identify them or controlling them and stuff like that, or what's going on to make you go down these dark thoughts of paths, you know. Oh well, I don't think she's gonna be allowed to teach children again, but yeah, but I think they messed up all kind of ways with her, and I think they gave her the slap on the wrist because she's white. They even I think they broke their own freaking rules in the school board. You got a threat to somebody basically making a threat to the school, and you don't report them to the police immediately. You could have, the secretary could have been calling the police while you talking with them in the office. You sent them home. Oh, the only smart thing you did was wait till all the kids were out of school and back home. But the fact that you let her go, we could have, that gave her time to have all kind of stuff, the kill list. Um, if she was planning any evidence that might have been going on, but either way, she needed mental health. You know, decompress, not be teaching until she's been evaluated and okay by a mental health professional, or need to find alternate. But no, don't want to be marked, or they don't realize how dangerous a path they're thinking is to make a kill list. Yeah. And she came out and said her mental health has been deteriorating and stuff like that. But yeah, yeah. So if your mental health is deteriorating, that is not good. I've heard of teachers having breakdowns. I've seen teachers have panic attacks. I've seen teachers get burnt out. Burnt out. They don't want to teach anymore. But anyway, enough of that. I'm going backwards over my thing. Okay. Now, let's see. Let me see how much time I got left. I have time for another big chronicle. No, I'm gonna have to save this big chronicle for another time, I guess. But I do want to leave this video. I thought this was interesting. What this woman video was. I'm not saying anything about it. It's just that it just was an interesting video to me. So we're gonna make this the last video of the night. And then we're going to wrap it up. Peace, power, unity. Here we go.
A lot of psychology in the cell. I have a shocking confession, everyone. As quiet as it's kept, I am not marriage material. Not because I don't have skills. I have skills in several departments. Yes, baby girl is bougie in the kitchen. Bourgeoisie. And the presentation be on point. Oh, I enjoy my cooking so much. Even my desserts. That's a skill that's worth $97,000. I just can't see doing it for free. Learned a lot of psychology in the sales game. Made me real smart. Cultivated myself into leadership. Can't see following a dummy. Furthered my education on learning how to devise and execute a plan. Can't see dealing with a dude that can't even plan a date, let alone a future for me and a family. I need uninterrupted time to invest in my skills and talents. I need to work on writing my next book. I need time to build my rifles and go to the shooting range. I have a shocking confession, everyone.
Yes, the banana pudding was to show her cooking skills. Yeah. Yeah, we got women who fit all the criteria that these guys want in a woman. But she also have all these criteria they don't want. A lot of the ones they complaining about, they want a traditional woman who cooks and clean. Women cook and clean, but they also, got other skills and interests. So they're okay with not being married. Now we got women that's okay with not being married. It's not bothersome. They got all kind of other stuff to do, and they're okay with the so-called thing that they're gonna die alone. You know, because as she said, I can't see myself following a man who can't plan a date, let alone plan how to take care of me and our children or our family. So if they can't find the man that fit those areas, then might as well go ahead be alone, because to be unhappily married, you know, marriage is not everything. Having a man is not everything. But yeah. So so um so don't let these guys get into your head about being you gonna be you gonna die low, okay? Not really. And they need to define what they mean by alone. Or they're gonna be you gonna die without a man? It could happen anyhow. You know how many widowers I know, stuff like that. Yeah, but the nursing home stats don't say that, or the assisted living stats don't be saying that. Mm-hmm. They this is more often they see the men dying alone than they do the women. Even what's that dude's name? That white dude that they all red pills all drooling over. He did a video about his 93-year-old grandma um, being surrounded by family for her birthday and stuff like that. Now her husband is gone. She's 93. She's gonna be surrounded by family. She's not dying alone, you know. And I've actually seen personally a 99-year-old woman, and from her came like about, well, almost like 500 people. If you include the her children, marrying their all the different connections. She didn't die alone. Yeah, she was with her family. So yeah, so y'all can miss me with that die alone thing. You're talking to one who witnessed, you know, that black women don't die alone. And seeing her more black men die alone, especially black men who don't establish a relationship with their family. They don't form a relationship with their children if they have them, or they don't form relationships with other people. And yeah, so if you don't have relationship with other people, you don't develop friendships, you don't have a relationship with your children, yeah, you're more likely to die alone than your baby mama will. Or let me correct that, the mother of your children. Okay. All right. So, all right, everybody. Peace, power, and unity. Thanks for coming out, for participating. We're gonna go ahead and end this, and I'll see y'all next week, or probably in the next. I'll see y'all next week. Don't forget, we're gonna have a gangster talk. So, because Max has more to say on this topic. Oh, okay. Let me see what you got there. Let me see what y'all saying before I leave out. Let's face it, these men want a doormat. They want to get a damn dog. Hell, a lot of them abuse the dog too. They see the dog as an object, and they tie him in the backyard and lock him out there, chain him out there. Okay, almost all the rappers and musicians that we lost so far have all died alone. They can lie as much as they want, but reality says something different. Yeah. And there's an old saying, you're good what you're good for. You know, if a man really loves you and wants to be with you for the long run. All right. Thanks you, Jody. All right. Good night, all. We're going to leave out with some music, and I'll see y'all next week.